All right, let's talk LSU Tigers. Of course, LSU has been in the news a lot this offseason, doing everything they can to rebuild an honestly quite terrible, abysmal, disappointing, humiliating, pick whatever adjective that's negative that you want on the defensive side of the ball for the 2023 campaign. But the LSU Tigers have done a great job addressing the defensive side of the ball in terms of bringing in the right coaches to do it. And we've got a report that kind of is the final stamp on this total coaching staff rebuild for the Tigers defense. Let's get into the report and then we'll talk about it more on the other side. This is according to 24/7 Sports. LSU is expected to name Jake Olson its new safeties coach. Matt Zenitz reports the former Missouri defensive analyst has been in Baton Rouge with new defensive coordinator Blake Baker from Missouri as well for the last 2 weeks. Olson's hire completes LSU's on-field defensive staff changes. Olson joins defensive backs coach Corey Raymond, edge coach Kevin Peoples, and defensive line coach Bo Davis on the Tigers' revamped defensive staff. All four staff hires have worked with Baker at previous stops. Olson was a defensive analyst at LSU in 2021 and coached alongside Baker, who served as the Tigers linebacker coach. He also had stint at Nichols, University of Louisiana Monroe, and Northwestern State, where he coached linebackers and became recruiting coordinator from 2017 to 2020. All right, let's be totally honest here. How impactful is a defensive analyst adding to LSU staff really going to be? It's probably by itself on an isolated incident. It's probably not a whole heck of a lot. Let's be totally honest here. But how impactful will it be that you have essentially an entire defensive staff aligned with Blake Baker and the defensive strategy he used at Missouri to build the Missouri Tigers, into the fourth best defense in the SEC in the 2023 season? Incredibly impactful. This whole coaching staff is going to be 100% aligned in that direction. We talked about it on the show a number of times. When you're doing a major rebuild, whether it's the entire team, the entire program from top down, or just a side of the ball, you need to make sure your entire staff is on the same page, everyone focused in the right direction. And this hire is kind of the final nail in the coffin to get everybody aligned for LSU to fix this defense, because they absolutely need to fix it, because they have the talent on the offensive side of the ball to make a serious run to the college football playoff next season. I love this move and a lot of the other moves the LSU Tigers have made this offseason to shore up the defensive side of the ball. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are, but first, LSU Tiger fans, look, obviously you guys had to watch not a lot of great defense in 2023, let's be totally honest, but you got some more good things to look forward to in 2024. Give us the one new addition, coach or player, to the Tigers defense that they've added this offseason that you think will have the biggest impact, and put that guy in the comment section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on this report by LSU and just the overall general direction of this program, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and I think just like you said, one guy isn't the difference here, and that's not really the story. Yes, they did just most recently add Olson as the safeties coach, former defensive analyst, as you alluded to. That's not the story here. It's like you said, it's the entire rebuild of the defense side of the ball, showing that Brian Kelly, he realized, hey, the defense sucks. Let's do something about it. He got a guy in. This guy has a good working relationship with every single one of his coaches. I think it's really going to make a huge, huge difference for the Tigers. And like you said, they have a lot of weapons on the offense side of the ball, but one key weapon will not be there as far as Jaden Daniels leaving for the NFL. I'm sure they're going to get the quarterback position just fine, and Danny, the new quarterback's going to fit into this role and really keep things rolling. But it would be nice to know that you could lean on your defense a little bit if you needed to. And having a coaching staff like this, making all the changes they have, really helps you out. Because you look down the stretch with this new SEC, conferences, all the new games and everything. LSU's got kind of a tough schedule next year. You got to play Oklahoma now. That's a high-powered offense that you're going to have to worry about. Obviously, always got to play Alabama. Texas A&M is looking a little bit better with Elko in charge. Ole Miss seems feisty. I think there's a team that can make it to the college football playoff if you not watch out. Obviously, first game of the season is versus Southern Cal. Who knows exactly how good they're going to be without Caleb Williams. I'm sure Lincoln Riley's going to put some things into effect there, so they're going to keep on chugging. Just overall, I think LSU, it really, really is going to depend next year on this defense. There's going to be a lot that's on the lap of the defense, and I think now that Kelly's like, hey, let's not just kind of, dance around this thing. Let's blow it up and completely rebuild the defensive staff, get these guys and let them get their guys in here. Great move by Kelly and the LSU staff to just be like, hey, rebuild the whole defensive staff. And I think it's going to make a huge difference in this 2024 season.
Well, especially when you consider the fact that the talent level at Missouri is obviously significantly less than the talent level at LSU. And despite that talent discrepancy, Baker and his staff, that a lot of it, of course, is now at LSU, had the Missouri Tigers the fourth ranked defense in the SEC. That, of course, is an exercise in talent optimization and maximization, and that's obviously a great skill to have as a coach and as a staff. When you mix that with significantly better talent, like he's going to see at LSU, suddenly you have a chance to have a real playoff, maybe even championship level defense. I always love defensive coaches that get the most out of their players that maximize talents. I always think there's a lot of coaches. Look, if you have a great pass rusher or a great corner, you don't have to be a genius to have a great defense. You just let that guy play football and, maybe line him up in different spots to confuse the offense. It's not hard. But to be the defensive coordinator of a program like Missouri, nothing against Missouri, but this is the SEC. They're traditionally one of the lesser teams in the SEC since they joined the conference. To do as well as they did is a credit to that entire coaching staff on the defensive side, top to bottom. Pair that with much better talent at LSU and watch out. I think, like you said, Miles, they have a tough schedule, but I think with a better defense and that offensive firepower staying in place in a lot of places, this team could be a whole lot better than people think right now. I think they are not just a college football playoff contender. I would probably mark them as a favorite to make the Final 12 the way things sit right now.